Hello. Someone wanted me to run through my process or whatever the project file that I do. I'm doing my remake of Redecorate on, so I thought I'd do that. So the bit I originally showed in the video was this, the rap section at the halfway mark. So that's it. So that bit. By the way, if you don't use Ableton, if you see me like clicking on and off these the yellow bits at the side, that's just to disable and enable the track, or the yeses is solo. So if I select this, I'll be soloing this bit. So this bit was actually, or has been, because I've got it finished almost, has been the most easy part of the track to remake, other than the drums, which was a bugger, but you know. So starting with the drums, talk about the main drums first. So the kick drum is still the worst part. I can't get a good isolation of the kick drum, and I managed to make an alright sounding remake of the kick drum, but it's still not great. Sounds like this. That's terrible. I haven't listened to that in a while. It's not very good at all. That's a bit better. Still not very good though. So the alternative to trying to remake it is actually sample it from the song, but that's just very difficult. I haven't really found a good way to do that yet. So this is the best I got at the moment. Yeah, it's not great. So that's still a work in progress, but work in progress. Terms of the snare slash clap, I figured out that it's made up of a main snare impact, and then obviously, well, it's clearly a snare that's been layered with a clap. So I isolated the snare. And then for the clap parts of the snare, I just took the, I don't know what you'd call them, I don't know, the waveforms of the individual clap bits, which sound like this. You see the waveform of there. I'll close this. There, that's better. So that's the snare, and these two are like claps, and I put them, I had it all on one channel before, but I felt there was more like stereo width to the sound in the original recording, so I just put one track, like two tracks for the claps, and I panned one slight left, one slight right. So this one will be a bit on the left, this one will be a bit on the right, and it just gave it a bit more width. So yeah, I think that sounds good. I in the song there's kind of like a delay, like a very reverb delay. I just did that by making a return track and doing that, and kind of using auto pan to vary it and just delay. I think that's it. Relatively simple with a bit of EQing, but yeah, the general idea. So I think I have this grouped. Oh no, that's the. There we go. That's what it sounds like without the shaker percussion bits in the background. Obviously it doesn't sound great because it's got the bad kick isolation, but yeah. But I managed don't remember how, but to get a good sounding version of this bit, obviously it's got background noise. It sounds pretty good, to be honest. It sounds like the actual thing without the what do you call it? Without the rest of the more high-end percussion, which would be like a ride cymbal and a shaker, I suppose. I don't know, which is in this bit. And then this was just that, without that bit, which is how the drum thing goes. Overall, the drums sound like this. Oh no. Don't know why that happened. So not terrible. I think I've done an alright job with them. Moving on. Sorry for that voice crack, lovely. Originally, I just isolated, because the bell synth is, in essence, literally just a sine wave synthesizer. Like, it's just got one frequency for each note. So, if you look on the spectrum analyzer, it is just like individual sine waves with reverb on it. So I managed to use an EQ to do that out originally, but then they actually released the sample, or the actual. I know it's a splice sample, but they might have re-recorded it. I haven't been bothered to figure it out, but I basically just used it. But it's got background noise, so I don't know. But that was in the takeover tour video, so I used that instead now. As more of the full effect. And then before that, I was using an extra synth to create the doo-doo-doo-doo bit. No, that's the wrong one. That's the other one. Is it this? Yeah, that's it. And like I said, that's just the basic sine wave with reverb and a bit of unison. So yeah, but that's relatively simple. This is the bass. Now, I still haven't got this perfect, but I think it's good enough. It's just quite very low end bass. Like, there aren't many high frequencies, but it's quite distorted and quite stereo for a sub bass like that. So that took a while to get on the right lines. This was hell to do. This a little, that sound. And it's still not perfect. I heard someone a while ago isolated that very well, but I didn't chase it up, so yeah, that's the best I've got for now. But it works with the overall mix, so I suppose that's fine. But that's just a couple of isolations with like some MIDI track bits, just to give it the percussion, just to add the percussive feel again, and then just a bit of reinforcement on the original things. But there's so that's the best I've got at the moment. This I'm actually quite happy with. This sounds almost official, this bit. I assumed it was going to be really simple to make that specific part, but it wasn't. But I think that sounds fine. Next, the lead vocal, just from the, that's just from the, thingies. The thingies? What are they called? Dolby Atmos stems, that's it. And, which, if you don't know what they are, they're basically the Dolby Atmos thing, that thing. You can basically pull them apart into like 3 stems. I'm not an expert, but I just have them, so yeah, I use that. Oh yeah, and this is the echo effect thing. Not the echo, it's like reversed or doubled delay with the vocals, and I assume it was done using a plugin rather than manually, but I have no idea what plugin it would be, or like what delay preset or something, so I did it manually. And I've also lost one of the samples in it. See, that is not there. That was there. Because of I just forgot to consolidate it or something. But it was the bit that goes boom like this bit. Anyway, but it sounds like this. I had to build it up from scratch by doubling this vocal take, which took ages, but yeah, I think it sounds alright. And with the vocal.
With the bells and whistles scaled back like an with the bells and whistles scaled back like an isolated track, and he feels trapped when he's not inebriated. Fair to say he's fairly sedated. Most days of the week he might have made it if he lived on a different street. I repeat, scaled back and isolated.
Yeah, the idea. So I'm happy with that. What else is there? Is that it? I think that's it. Could be missing something. Let me play it. Oh yeah. I literally just sampled the first bit. I know basically all of the parts of this first bit have been found. All of the splice samples, but you know, it's been mixed for me. Why do I need to do it? It all fits under the category of synth, so it means I don't really have to worry about trying to recreate that exactly. Moving on. This bit. So, this is the bass for the chorus. I didn't realize it's a preset that's like on, I think it's Logic, which is what Tyler Joseph uses, I believe. So I actually went about creating it from scratch. This is the sample. But without that, I will have changed it massively now, but it sounded something like that, except mixed differently. I just add these as like kind of extra stereo layers and stuff now, because it sounds like it's got a bit more stereo in the original track. Anyway, yeah. So I spent hours and hours trying to get that bass sound right, and then someone DM'd me, saying it's a preset. So he sent me the preset, thank God, and it sounds much better now. That worked out well. Yeah. Yes. Drums. I haven't finished this song, by the way. I was just doing this because someone asked ages ago. They probably won't even see it, to be honest, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Drums, sampled this from the beginning of one of the Dolby Atmos stems, most of which are up here. No, this is just vocal and instrument bits. So I sampled this. So basically almost all of these sounds I got from the Dolby Atmos stems, and I just, took them and repeated them and what have you. And I know they're not perfect, the arrangement's quite complicated. Like every other time it has this sub bass hit. And then sometimes it doesn't, and it depends on the chorus, and I just can't be bothered to get it right. And then obviously half the time I can use this, because it's got the pan cowbell sound and the background percussion. But in bits where it doesn't have half of that percussion layer, I have to isolate the thing. Doesn't sound great, but it sounds alright. But it works. It sounds alright with the mix, and you wouldn't be able to tell massively, so it doesn't make a huge difference. The drum's relatively simple. I don't think they change much. And then all of this stuff was done recently after the latest Takeover Tour video, in which they they put as a sound in it. I've lost it now. Where is it? This video is probably horrible, by the way. Like, I've never done one of these before, so it's just not going to be very cohesive. Here we go. This is it. So they released that plucked sound, which is very cool, by the way. I like that sound. That means I could phase invert it with this. So you can still hear it in the background a tiny bit. You can still hear it in the background, but yeah, I've got that kind of the synthy vocal thing isolated now. Problem is, at the end, it changes the chords, so I need to go about recreating it anyway, which is annoying. I might not even finish Redecorate, to be honest. It's just too much. Whatever, but you know. I am currently trying to create the little bit things in that part, so it's like... So without the pluck, it kind of sounds like this. And then it's got added vocals and other synths. It's something like that. It sounds quite close when you mix it in, but it's not perfect. So I don't really know what I'm going to do with that. But so we've got this. So that sounds pretty good. You know, I wouldn't massively bat my eyelid if I heard that instead of the original song. So I'm proud of that. And there's the bass here in the verses. And then I haven't quite done the end. I've done a bit of piano, but it doesn't sound like the original, really. I haven't really got a great VST that sounds anything like it, and I assume it was recorded live, so... This is the best that I've got. That's the ending. That's quite a lot quieter. I used to turn that up. There we go. Anyway, I don't think there's much left than that, so I'll leave it there. Please save. Don't crash. Come on now. Okay, thank you. I have yet to check if this video has got the right levels or is like at all understandable. So, yeah, whether this even sees YouTube, who knows? But we'll see. Anyway, goodbye.